Don't go to college. Watch this video instead. Guys, my name is Rick Ginn, and in today's video, I'm going to go in deep on why I don't think most people should go to college, and I'm going to explain why, and I'm also going to give you alternatives if you want to attack college so it doesn't ruin your life. But before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, you hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the best information on wholesaling today. So you're considering going to college. I went to college, both my kids went to college, my wife went to college. I came up in a different time where we didn't have a lot of options. College was kind of like the only thing. But guys, the cat is out of the bag. Most of you that are struggling to go to college, there is one thing that is pressing you, and it's mom and dad. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's the truth. It's the only reason I went. I didn't want to go. Honestly, I thought it was a joke back in the early 90s. And if you think about where we are today with technology and everything, you really got to ask yourself, why am I even considering going to college? I almost guarantee 8 out of the 10 people that are watching this video, your parents are telling you to go. And you know what? Your parents provided room and board for you. They provided clothing. They provided everything. And you feel obligated and you don't want to disappoint them. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're probably close to 18, 17 by you're watching this video. If you make that decision and you truly don't want to do it and you don't see any benefit doing, you're going to get stuck with the bill. But honestly, even if your parents pay for it, you're going to lose 4 years of your life. So let's walk through this. If it is your parents that are pushing you towards it, I want you to do this simple task. You've got to find the truth. Number one, do your parents have a great financial blueprint? Are they wealthy? I mean, the reality, they probably work over 20 years. And if they're stuck in a job, are they happy with their job? Do they have a ton of money set aside? Do they go on great vacations? Do your parents fight about money? Do your parents have a solid relationship? Like, do they really love each other? And you're going to have to go through and answer every one of those questions because remember, as kids, we watch what our parents do, we hear what they say, but we're always going to default to what they do. And if your parents aren't happy, they're basically middle class at best. They barely get by, they barely have enough money to retire on, and they don't have a great relationship, and things aren't fun in your house. Why are you going to repeat the exact same mistake? Because you feel obligated? Listen, your parents will get over it. I should have stood up to my parents and I didn't. You got to make decisions, guys, because especially those that are going to go out there and try to get a loan and you're going to go to college for like 4 to 6 years. Listen, the college education is the cheap part. The housing is terrible. The food's expensive. The travel, lodging, those are even much more significant than the actual college tuition. And people are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for this. So if you are letting your parents control and direct you, make sure you answer those questions I just asked you. If not, you're doomed to repeat the exact same mistakes. Now, if your parents are saying, listen, here's what my parents said to me. We got to get a good, safe job. We got to be careful. We got to be conservative. And we don't want to take any type of risk. If you start hearing words like that, your parents want you to become them. It's just the truth. Listen, sometimes your parents did what they had to do to get you to this point, but the world has changed. College, honestly, is one of the most least desirable places to go just for business. It's so outdated. It's so run by left-wing liberals that honestly, you're just being indoctrinated in their system. You guys see all these protests, everything going on these campuses. There's no reality to some of these people on these campuses. And you get these college professors that don't even live in the real world and they're programming all the children. Guys, come on, wake up. If you don't want to become like your parents, and you can admit that, then stand up. But you got to come up with a plan. Listen, here's the reality, okay? College is for the following trades only. And if you're not in one of these trades, if you go to college, you need to get your head checked. If you want to be a lawyer, you have to go there. It is a requirement. You got to get your law degree and you got to pass the bar. The next one is in engineers. Engineers have to go there because you have to be certified in math. The trade schools are college. If you want to be a scientist, anything has to do with that, your trade schools are the colleges and you're going to have to take very advanced degrees and it might take you 6 to 8 years to get there. And last but not least, you want to be a doctor. You're looking at 7 to 9 years of schooling, a ton of debt, and the reality in the end, you're going to wind up working for a big hospital or an insurance company and you are going to be capped out on what you can make. And all these professions, you have to go to college to do it. So if you're doing that, then go. It's an easy decision. Figure out how you're going to pay for it. But if you're not going for any of the things that I just mentioned, please go get your head checked. College is not going to help you. Nobody even cares you're getting a college degree anymore, especially if you want to run your own business. It's just going to cost you 4 years of your life. And honestly, think about it. If you made 40 grand a year for 4 years, it's going to cost you 160K, and you're going to have to start all over anyways. You see, colleges are now conditioned to treat you like an employee. You got to get a good job. You got to get a 401k. You got to be safe. Listen, I don't have a problem if people take a job, but I'm never going to limit myself. College is training you to be a good employee. So you'll go and pay your taxes and be a good soldier so the government can get the revenue from you. Remember, our government doesn't create any revenue. They just take money from us through taxes. So the more people they keep employed, the more wages gets taxed and the easier they get paid. Listen, the reality is if you're thinking about going into business, I wouldn't go to college. It's the least likely place to teach you anything. And when they teach you, they're going to teach you from large corporations, Coca-Cola, IBM. The reality is you got to learn to run small businesses, and it's challenging. And the only way you learn how to run a small business, you actually have to work into it. You might even have to learn how to write code. You're going to have to learn how to run AI in your company. Colleges are not equipped to teach you this. You could learn a heck of a lot more online, or honestly go out and find a business that you want to be part of and go work as an intern and gain the skill sets and the knowledge. So by the time you're done working there a year or two, you can actually go up and open up your business. You see, I'm going to give you a couple lines if you heard this about college. Oh my God, Rick, college is the greatest years of your life. That's the biggest bunch of BS I've ever heard. If you think the greatest time in your life is in your early 20s, late teenagers, you have no money, you live with your parents, you're controlled by your parents, and everything you do is dependent on your parents. You've got to be kidding me. You've earned no significant money. This is when you've got to go find what you truly want to do in life. And I can tell you this, getting a good, safe job, you're going to be just like your parents. Now, some of you are okay with that. That's fine. But if you're not okay with that, you need to radically look and see why you're even considering going to college. Because here's what college is going to do for you. I'm just going to go through a quick list because God knows I did it. You're going to learn how to party and drink. And the drinking alcohol becomes competitive. The reality is you're going to find out later in life, hopefully you find out sooner than later, that alcohol is going to be detriment for the rest of your life. There is no benefit. It's just poison going in your body. I'm not here to preach on you, but I'm just telling you, whoever can drink the most in college is the biggest loser. But somehow people try to size you up by the amount of alcohol you can drink. It's absolutely ridiculous. They're going to teach you how to become part of cliques, you know? Join this fraternity, join this sorority. You got to dress a certain way. You got to hang out with a certain way. And people are going to tell you what to do every minute of your life. And you just have to comply. Does that sound like something that you truly want to aspire to be? It's a joke. Guys, I joined a fraternity. It was one of the dumbest things I ever did. You know why I did it? Because I wanted to fit in. You're better off if you can truly be independent and control your entire life. Don't be part of a clique where you're forced to do things that make you uncomfortable and actually risk your health. If you start conforming while you're in college or considering going to college, you're just going to conform the rest of your life. The system's set up against you. And then the reality is when you take all your business classes, they're all outdated. Economics 101, 102, what? Like the way our money system works, there are some basic rules to economics, but things are radically different in 2023 going into 2024. And the reality is studying these old school tactics is just going to put you even further behind the 8 curve. Matter of fact, I don't even know why people do resumes anymore. They are so old school with modern day social media and technology. A resume, everyone knows 98% of a resume is just a lie. And you're better off, in my opinion, shooting like a 2-minute video and explaining who you are, because reading a resume is probably the most boring thing you can do in life. Next thing, college is going to teach you how to live off your parents. So you're going to have to learn to raise capital from your parents, and your parents are going to get tired of it after a while. And are you really in control? How long do you want to live under mommy and daddy's roof? If you want to be independent going into your 20s, you've got to get in and out of college, if that's what you decide to do, as fast as humanly possible. Living off your parents means you're a dependent, and you're no different than when you were like 5 years old. It's the truth, guys. I know it hurts. I'm just telling you the facts. Listen, the reality is life is risky. We're all not getting out of here. We're all going to see the same fate. It's just a question of when. So if you already know that life's risky, you might as well just go for it and get what you truly want in life. You want to be safe for your parents? Why? Go out there and earn so damn much money you pay off your parents' mortgage and make them super proud. Be the change in your family. Break the chains. I was the one at 33. I decided to break the chains, and it's created a major ripple in my family's life, and everything's for the better. I can help people out. I can donate plenty of money. There's no limit to what I can do. But if I didn't take that risk and make that change, and if I stayed conservative like my dad wanted me to do, I would have had a miserable life. And I don't want that for you. So listen, if you've decided, hey, listen, I don't want to waste my time in college. I want to be a businessman or a businesswoman. You want to be an entrepreneur. That is awesome, because college is nothing more than train you for a job. And here's what I would do if you're going to do that. I would instantly go out and find the field you want to work in. Maybe it's real estate. Maybe it's a wholesaler. Go work with someone who's having success and find a way just to work in their business. It's not about how much you get paid. It's about what skill sets you learn. Now, this could take a year or two. You'll figure things out real quick, and you'll get 10 times the education you're ever going to get in college, and you won't go into debt to bury you for the next 20 or 30 years. And be the agent of change. Go in and help that business. Take as much information you can from the principal owners and help that business grow. Because when a business grows, you create your own opportunities in there. If they don't think you're an asset, they're going to get rid of you. Be the asset to these companies. Guys, you only need a year or two to work under someone's direction, and that is such valuable knowledge. So many people out there charging 10 grand to even learn wholesaling. You can learn it at freewholesaling.com. Why not go work for a wholesaler and just help them figure it out and help them with sales, dispositions, acquisitions, whatever you need to do, marketing. College doesn't teach this crap. They suck at it, and they're very good at just raising their tuitions every year and just making the requirements harder. I never understood why people like brag about which college their kid's going to. The reality is most of you are paying for it. Most of your kids are going to wind up living at home with you when they go to college. 55% of kids when they graduate college are unemployed because they can't figure out what to do in life. But I thought college was the cure-all for everything. It's not. So I'm going to leave you with one antidote. Say you do want to do college, and you just want to get through it. Here are my rules if you're going to go to college. You're probably not going to like them, but you'll be very, very happy with me at the end. Remember, if your best years are of college, you massively screwed up in life. I'm sorry. There's no way as a 22, 23-year-old, they're the greatest times of your life. You're broke. You're trying to figure things out. A lot of you are single. And this is when you figure out what you want to do in life. And this is where you're going to forge your future. Now, if you're going to go to college, the first thing I want you to understand, if you are lucky enough to be in high school, get your AA degree while you're in high school. A lot of state programs will pay for that. Save you up to $50,000 and you already get 2 years out of the way while you're in high school. What are you really doing in high school anyways? You might as well just rip through it. High school's boring. Get through it. I look at college, if you're going to go, rip it off like a Band-Aid and make it as fast as possible and as cheap as possible. So I just saved you 50 grand. Take as many courses as you can in high school because it saves you time. And honestly, you can get through college in a year, if not 2 years. Number two, considering going to your favorite university online. That's right. I said online. Nobody gives a crap if you got your degree in person or you got it online. And the reality is tuition is a big part of the cost, but the housing, lodging, and food is so much more. Guys, the average cost of even dorms is outrageous. And then if you're going to sign a 1 or 2 year lease on an apartment and you're going to pay $1,500 to $2,500 a month, these are all expenses that are going to put you in debt, and it's going to be problematic. So the best way is attend a university online. You guys do freewholesaling.com online. Why wouldn't you do a university? No one's going to ask you if you got your degree online or not. And you can go in person if you want to do the ceremony of graduating college. But I'm telling you guys, do it online. It's cheaper and you don't get stuck with all the housing and the food bills, and nobody cares at the end of the day. What I care is you get out of college as fast as possible with the least amount of debt as humanly possible. The next thing, apply for every grant and scholarship you can. Most of you don't even apply. My kids applied for over 25 grants and scholarships. And here's the little secret, guys. If you do this correctly and you do get decent grades and you have a good standing in your school, meaning you volunteer, you help out, you're on committees, when you get a grant or scholarship, they just put money right in your checking account. Now you have to pay taxes on it, but my kids raised over $100,000. And honestly, they walked away with money when they graduated with college because you don't give whatever's left over. So if you can get through college in a year and a half, 2 years, you get extra money. And you can use that to even start your new business. Guys, be smart. If you're not applying for grants and scholarships, you are not trying your hardest. I'm trying to get you through college in the fastest amount of time with the least amount of debt. If you're not even going to try, I can't help you with this stuff. So I hope I've gotten in your head and at least consider, listen, if you're getting pressure from your parents, you're going to have to sit down and have a hard conversation. And I told you what to do. Look at how happy your parents' relationship is. Look at, do they have true freedom of time? Can they come and go whenever they want? Can they easily retire? The way I teach you to work as an entrepreneur, you never got to retire. Retiring is for like people who hate what they do. I love what I do. And if you truly want to change your mindset and you want to be a business person, you want to be an entrepreneur, college is only going to train you for a job. And remember, the only reason I would go to college is if that is the only way you can get through your trade: lawyer, doctor, scientist, engineer. Outside of that, I don't even know why you go to college. Listen, nobody cares if you get a master's degree, a doctorate degree. I think it's really cool, but being the smartest person doesn't mean you're going to make a ton of money. And really good entrepreneurs goes out and find the smartest people, because all we have to do is pay them a little bit more. And I can create unlimited income and go find the best people to work for me. So you have a decision to make. Go to college, not go to college. And listen, I've given you a formula. If you do want to go to college, please take the steps I told you to do. You will be happier in the end. All your friends are going out and getting these student loans. They're getting in over their head in debt, and they come out and they're stuck with their parents and they're living in the basement for like 5-6 years. Don't be that person. You are smart. You are independent. You do not need to be groomed for the masses for a job. You do not want to just get by in life. You want to strive and you want to hit it out of the park. I want you to be financially free, and I want freedom of your time. The only way to do it is by you taking control. So let me know in the comments what you think of college. Both my kids went through college, but they paid for the whole thing, and Zach did it in under 2 years. It was in and out, and he did wholesaling while he did it. So I don't really have a problem with it. He went through one of the hardest universities. But honestly, guys, the degree alone has no value in the business world. It is just the truth. It just means you conformed and you paid a ton of money for your degree. And remember, nobody cares if you did it online or went in person. So be smart and use that little trick I taught you. So guys, listen, if you got value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe button so you can continue to receive the best information on the internet. Guys, I appreciate your time. This is Rick Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video.